All right, guys. Welcome, everyone, on this Saturday night edition. This is the second game of the doubleheader over here at twitch.tv/WaTesla. We just left over at twitch.tv/GuacManJohn, and he'll be joining us on this cast as well. I was supposed to get him on the first one, but I'm solo queuing the baby, so watching little man, I had to split this up. But thank you all for coming out. I'll be joined in the booth this evening by none other than, of course, GuacManJohn and Tanko from BST, who, Tank, is this your first time ever casting? All right, and then of course y'all know GuacManJohn, so we're waiting on these teams to get it here. John, what have you thought about the playoffs so far? I know you've been casting a lot of these matches with me.
It was pretty even between the two, but as far as like March is concerned, it was just unfortunate circumstances that ultimately lost them there. But we know that Brightneo is a really good team. RPB has shown up some numbers as well. They just had a little bit of trouble with Napolin, and now they're in this lower bracket. But it's going to be a tough matchup for them tonight, as they've got to go up against probably one of the better teams in the lower bracket, Brightneo.
Yeah, so Tank, I know you don't cast as much, but you're always in the chat watching these games. So besides your own squad, who is one of the overwhelming favorites to take the whole thing, who are you least looking forward to seeing as we get deeper into the tournament? Come on, man, put it on wax.
So I don't know. A lot of teams have been actually like completely exceeding expectations. Some maybe a little less than I would have expected. I think a team that's been exceeding my expectations is actually playing tonight. Brightneo. They've been exceeding my expectations a lot. They always put up a struggle. We always have a struggle against them whenever we play them. I'd imagine if we play them again, it's going to be the same kind of thing, just complete barn burner, complete battle. And I think tonight is no exception. RPB and Brightneo are both very strong teams. We've seen a little bit of slip-ups recently from RPB, especially going into that game with Ars, where they had to sub in Lapis, and Lapis kind of brought them to victory. I'm wondering if we're going to end up seeing that same thing happen tonight, or if this is just going to be a full-blown, just very close Game 7 matchup the whole way through.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. That's the problem. Is people be doubting that Brightneo can go all the way, man. I'm telling you. Brightneo is a good roster. Like, everybody thought that they weren't going to make it or anything like that. They've been the underdog since the start of the season, you know. And that's not just bias. I mean, it's
Yeah, I think it died.
yeah, it looks yeah, I can see.
I'm hoping the entire Rocket League server didn't just die.
Ooh.
You be quiet.
Something.
You be quiet now.
Okay,
I'm back up.
We're all
Back
getting
up.
the shark,
Crisis averted.
Cool.
We're all getting the shark treatment tonight.
All right. It's part 3, I swear.
I've been having
down 3 times in 2 weeks.
So I've been having during my streams, like, at least the server. It seems like in almost every stream that I've been doing from my PC, probably at least my last 5, I've had to reset the server once somewhere in the match where the whole lobby just died for no reason. And like my Twitch is not even like turning yellow, so my internet is not hiccuping at all. It is completely on Epic side on a Rocket League server. So it's got to be something to do. It's got to be something to do with the crap they're implementing, because it didn't start happening until they started talking about the anti-cheat nonsense, and it's supposed to be here, but it ain't yet. But I just wonder if they ain't like masking the codes in at like 20 megabyte updates at a time, so it like ain't even registering.
I mean, that may be the case. To be honest with you, I just don't know if it's a staggered deployment or if they're just trying to figure out how to integrate different features from Bacchus mod into this game without having to.
So, Chad, I've already gotten ahead of this, and I'm looking for a way to. So I have an overlay built with a new scoreboard into it. I just have to figure out how to maybe make it auto update or set a hotkey where I can update the score as it happens. So I've already got out in front of this and got my graphics guy to make me a new overlay for when they take away borrow, if they take away borrow. Because some are saying, where are the teams? We're 5 minutes late here.
Both teams are having a great time. Do they need a reminder ping?
Maybe.
Oh,
there's
Brightneo.
Yep. Brightneo's roster is in here.
Earlier this season, chat, y'all know this, Cajun and Kaysen just as a twos, like maybe week 1, week 2 of the season. I forget who they were playing. Oh my goodness. Dude played like an SSL. I'm not even BSing. Not even BSing. If he plays like that, RPB is gonna have a tough time. But he has not. He's
in a threes game apparently.
But he has not repeated that performance, but he definitely had a top 10 performance all time on this channel. And I got to be getting close to 250 matches now. So shout out to Cajun and Kaysen and Strato. They're both good in their own right. But I'm really expecting him to step up tonight.
It seemed like earlier in the season, it was up to Kaysen and Cajun, who already had like a good amount of chemistry, having played like previous seasons with each other. They really like connected right off the bat, and it was kind of Strato that was having struggling a lot to try to catch up and everything. But it seemed like more as time has progressed on, it's been more Strato and Kaysen that have been the absolute matchup to like watch out for.
The cheat code in Project V is when you get Kaysen and Hanjo on the same squad. Now, they might be the same Sal now, but for a few seasons, or for at least one season, Kaysen and Hanjo, I called them a bunch. I believe it was season 1, what we call season... Oh, no, season 1. It's the second season of Project V, but it's what we call season 1. And, dude, he and Hanjo playing behind Verse was a thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. I'll never forget that squad. And they went undefeated all the way to the championship where they lost to Ars, which I also predicted in the booth right before the match, which is crazy. But that was my welcome to Project V moment there with the crazy prediction at the end. So that's the cheat code for all of you guys getting ready for the draft next season. If their Sals are not the same, Kaysen and Hanjo's the way to go. You get them two in a strong third, you're definitely going to compete to win the thing. Shout out to Hanjo. He gifted a bunch of subs here one time, so shout out to that guy for sure. He is a legend. So Tank, overall, how do you feel about y'all's season real quick before we get into this thing? Because half the team has different names. This is just great. Oh, no, okay. It's just Chrono, TJ, and Yak. All right. But anyway, who were some of the players that stood out to you going through the season, since me and Guag didn't play nearly as much as you did?
I don't know. There have been a lot of standouts so far throughout the season, I'd say that. I think one of the biggest players that kind of stood out, and I think it was having a breakout season for the time that he was there, was Love. I feel like Love has had a really good breakout season, really showed that he's a very valuable GC1. I feel like he could be really good in the GC2, GC3 Sal as well. As we get started on kickoff here, Chrono and Kajum sends us off to the left. Kaysen takes his track out to middle, over there for Strato. And that's
Strato with a nice open net.
A
Right off the bat, too. I mean, it just seemed like, TJ and Yag kind of got into it there, and Strato just kind of had an open net right off the bat. So that's going to be Brightneo taking out an early lead. All right, Kajum with a nice long touch there. It's going to be Strato off to the corner, sees Kajum. Kajum trying to pass it to the center. Does get one down, but it's going to be TJ trying to pass this off downfield. Might be able to get another touch here. Is going to get the miss, and that'll allow Kaysen to try to pop this one out. Downfield. Does try to get it off to, well, I guess he's going to go ahead and take it himself. And that's not all bad, as Strato's trying to bring that downfield. It's going to be up to Kaysen, and Yak's going to be able to get a touch to try to get this clear out.
Yep, Yak, he sends us back out to middle. Kajun just completely dunks him and takes the open net, making this 2-0 to Brightneo.
That was just not a whole lot of time to really pass there, and what a interesting way to start off this game one. I mean, both of these teams, yeah, they're warmed up. They've had their scrims and they've played their games, but usually game one is, that time where you try to really read your opponent and start picking up your strategy. So maybe RPB or just trying to get things fine-tuned in. As Kajum's working his way into the center. TJ looking to get the clear out. It's the flip reset. Kaysen's going to be able to get in front of that. This is Yak looking for the open opportunity. Kajun gets a touch on it. We'll send this downfield. Chrono is able to get back to that, and Kaysen tries to get a touch on that.
Yep, Yak takes the immediate flip down the middle, saved by Strato. Cajun going up for this. Both Strato and Cajun kind of confusing each other there for a minute. Chrono takes the 50. Kaysen back out to left wall. Quick 50 from Strato. Goes back out, and no one from RPB is challenging quite yet. There goes Chrono. Back out to the right. Going out to middle, and just off. As TJ is going to take this back over to the middle. Pass out. Kaysen there for the 50. And it leaves Kjem in the corner. A 1v1 with Chrono. He beats him there. And honestly, right now, I'm seeing a lot of back and forth volleys until one of the teams messes up, which I think in both instances has been RPB. They've just been leaving holes open in their defense that I'm not really expecting to be seeing from this team. Then again, as you said, game one's always a feeler match. You never really know 100% if the series is going to go the way that you think it's going to go.
What a double off of the corner there from Kjem. Just able to get an absolute position off of that. Chrono not able to get back in time for that.
Here we go, another kickoff here. Kjem with a quick 50 on the Chrono. Has no boost, trying to take his time here. Passes up to Kaysen. Kaysen back over to the middle. TJ trying to be there to intercept. He doesn't quite get the touch here. Goes back down the middle and saved away by Chrono. Back out to the middle. Chrono takes another touch. Kjem gets it over Yak, but TJ is there to clear.
Kaysen has an opportunity to be able to get this 50 here. Chrono tries to get that downfield. It's going to be up to Kjem. Sends one in on net, but it is going to get saved away by Yak. Taking it over to the sidewall. Gives it off to TJ. Back over to Yak, but Kaysen gets one out to Strato, who gets 50'd by Chrono. Kaysen able to take control here. Might be able to do something, but a Yak is going to be able to interject to get on that ball. Kjem try to go for the double. Will get cleared out here by Chrono. And it's right back to RPB as it's just kind of making its way back and forth. Waiting for a team to really like come up with, you know, a solid offensive plan here. As it's been kind of trouble for RPB to really play defense. And Strato is going to be able to send one in on net.
It's just constant random open spaces left open. Here, TJ just completely flipped away from the net, which gave Strato a wide open net to shoot at. May have been a slow one, but perfect amount of time for anyone to get back to that.
Yeah, and it seems like that's just been kind of the flow of the game. It's just been kind of back and forth, back and forth. Everybody trying to bang the ball, you know, on offense, trying to go for these long clears. Not really setting up a whole lot of calculated offensive plays, but when the net is open, I mean, it's hard to not, you know, put one in. As it seems like RPB have just kind of let their net open more than a couple of times, 4 to be exact.
It may have been even more than that. We just haven't seen a shot yet. As Kjem takes a shot here, saved away by Chrono. TJ tries over to midfield, gets this past Strato, but Kaysen's there to clear this back out. Back off of the backboard. Anyone for the follow-up? Kaysen's there to make it 5-0 for Brightneo in the opening game.
That was just great demo attempt there by Strato. Chrono wasn't able to really get the read on it. Tries to go for the squishy and just wasn't able to get a touch. I mean, honestly, if he had gotten any touch there, he had a higher chance of being able to hit that one out. But again, it just seems like they're still trying to get warmed up on their defense here in game one. As, I mean, they have to stack up 4 if they really want to, you know, do any type of...
to the middle in case down to 6 goals altogether. Just what an incredible game here from Brightneo to be able to string this together. And it really leaves a big question mark for RPB on their defense. Are they going to keep leaving goals like this open the whole game? Or are they going to be tightening this down and this series will become close again?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Brightneo are usually the strongest on the game ones. They're usually come in pretty prepared. It's realistically the long, the long run that really does them a whole lot worse, is because their stamina just seems to deplete after a while. So we'll see if they're going to be able to keep this flow going as we really get into some of these later games, especially if RPB end up actually putting up a fight in game 2 and beyond. Kaysen looking to get that flipper set. He does, but doesn't able to do a whole lot with it, and Chrono will get the clear out. Kjem looking to take control, and I mean, at this point of the game, it's down, it's out. Brightneo have already taken the game, so there you go.
I mean, what a game here from Brightneo to keep constantly giving pressure and to keep finding openings, both in transition and even on just regular plays on offense. It's just a complete show from Brightneo so far. And it's a question of, are they going to continue to show this level of offense the entire game? Or is this going to become a consistent problem with RPB where they're not able to defend very well?
Well, RPB's got to do something. They nearly got Brazil'd there, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Cajun with the nasty double to put his squad up 3-0. Didn't know at the time it was already decided, but definitely was there. What I seen, the synergy right now for Brightneo is uncanny, and RPB cannot match it. And that synergy is leading to an extra tick in speed that they just can't keep up with. RPB's rotations are not. We saw lots of open nets. Y'all commented on it several times in the match. And let's see, as we look at the stats here, look at this, 3 shots coming out for the RPB side against 11. That's not going to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. 3 shots wouldn't be enough. Oh, no.
And the server has gone down for maintenance. We might be hitting that point.
Oh, was this supposed to happen tonight?
I would preferably hope not. I think it might have just been that one. Do you want to try rehosting?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get the game back up, guys. Not enough demos. 0 demos in that match. I need more physicality. All right, it's going to be the same deets and everything, guys. We're back in here for Forbidden Temple in game 2. Absolute banger of a series so far. As I said before, Cajun showing out in this one. That double was absolutely gross, ladies and gentlemen. You won't see many shots that good at any level of Rocket League. But they're all...
Absolutely.
If we're back here, let's see if we're all back and ready. I guess we are. Let's get this thing kicked off. John made it in yet?
John is missing.
Hold on.
As I say that now, Stroudo going to go to the ceiling and get this one. Drops it down to TJ, who's going to grab now. Elects not to flick. Lets it go to the ground. Low 50. Yak's there to follow. It's close to the post, but out. No one elects to dive. No one's there to follow. And Chrono takes a 50 in the corner, but Cajun now going to try to play it out. TJ gets around him. A little bit of pressure here for RPB to open this up, but I don't feel like it's very threatening just yet. Double commit, though. This could be trouble. All 3 players on that side in the corner. But Cajun's touch able to get it over, and TJ's retreating. He's able to dribble it around. It goes up. There's a touch. TJ now going to try to clear it away. Kaysen's on. Tank, what do you think RPB has to do to pick this thing up a bit?
RPB needs to uptick their speed fast, and they need to start really rotating better together. There's a lot of follow-ups that just leave blank. As here on the open net, Yak is able to clear this out. But right now, I'm seeing a lot of issues where RPB is not really playing very great defense, and they're trying to follow up with each other too fast on nothing, and it's leading to double commits. It's leading to just complete overcommits on offense, and it's leading to a ton of open nets for Brightneo. As soon as they batten that down is the moment we start seeing a much closer game. As TJ back over into the corner, looking to buy some time, back down the middle, over for Chrono, and Chrono absolutely sends it home. And RPB scored their first goal of the series off of a pass from TJ to Chrono onto the top bar.
Well, if you visit twitch.tv/WaTesla very often, you know that we cast a whole lot of Torrent Typhoon here, and we've seen that hookup probably 100 times on this channel. TJ and Chrono very familiar with themselves, for sure, as they play on a team outside of this. A pretty successful team, I might add. And they'll get the first goal for their squad, and it's 1-0 RPB with 3:34 remaining here in Game 2.
Yep, Chrono over here trying to play a 50 here. Cajun brings this up wall. Does he have time for anything? He does get around TJ, back out to middle, pass over to Kaysen. Kaysen sends it home.
And an absolute bananas play coming out here from Brightneo. John, glad you could make it back in here now. Cajun just drops it right down to Kaysen. I said that earlier. Their synergy is dope. And just like that, they tie it at 1, fellas.
Yeah, just a really good play there from Kaysen to follow that up for the redirect. Makes it really hard for that RPB defense to be able to follow that up. As Cajun going to try to take it up to the wall here. Strato tries to follow it behind, does get a nice touch there, but Yak is going to be able to send that out. It's Kaysen looking for the pass into the center. Yak might be able to bring this full field. Strato is going to get a touch out, but TJ is going to be able to get control of that. And now Chrono has to be able to get back, send this over to the corner, over to where Yak can try to get this clear. Kaysen going to go ahead and bump as Yak will get a nice touchdown field. Kajum tries to send that into the center and will make its way back towards RPB. Kaysen's looking for that mid pass. Little bit of an opportunity there, and I mean, it just kind of seems like RPB have been able to give a good amount of opportunities to this Brightneo roster. It's going to be interesting to kind of see if if this is going to be reoccurring throughout the night. But I mean, what do you think, Tank, as far as like what you're seeing with this RPB defense?
I'm seeing a lot tighter defense now, but I think the real issue that I'm currently seeing at the moment is just it's a lot of one-on-one saves and a lot of one-on-one plays that are leading to saves for RPB. I feel like if they take their time, they calm it out more, conserve their boost whenever they're on defense, they'll have plenty of time to be able to save whatever comes there, and if someone gets beat, there's always going to be someone else. As Yak takes his back downfield with 0, he tries to send this out to middle. Strato with a quick 50. Chrono trying to take this up the wall, gets challenged by Kjem. Quick 50, drops down to Kaysen. Kaysen one-on-one with TJ, and TJ does get the save. Strato back over the back wall, double tap, almost gets it, but not quite. Yeah, sends this over to the left wall, gets the double, back out to middle. And Kaysen tries to take this out. Quick 50 by TJ. Strato sends this back out to middle. Kaysen pops this up. Chrono is able to take control of that. Beats over Strato. And middle for Chrono, and no good. Saved by Kaysen. And honestly, what we're seeing now is because RPB are playing at least a little bit better defense than they were before, they're actually starting to make counterattacks happen and make plays happen here. Until we saw that, Chrono, it looked like he had a chance to score that there, but he kind of turned away from the ball and give Brightneo possession back.
Yeah, I don't think they were really, they didn't expect Kaysen to really be there. And Kajum almost put that one on his own net, but it will be able to make its way back out to mid where Kajum's just going to have a whole net to himself. Not sure quite what happened there. Seemed like it got popped out. It seemed like TJ was a little bit too far forward. Not a whole lot of boost left in the tank to really get back on defense. That'll give, I mean, that's not a mistake you want to make too often. That'll give Brightneo the lead here with a goal. 30 seconds left.
And these were the overcommits that I was talking about earlier from this RPB squad. When things get desperate, when times get trying, they're going to start overcommitting, and it's going to start becoming a problem until their defense starts getting back in sync. Kaysen with a shot, saved by Chrono. Quick 50 here from Strato. Chrono tries to send this back out to middle. Sent out by TJ. Kaysen accidentally passes back to TJ. Back into the middle of the field, but Strato is there to send this out. Chrono, quick 50. Yak takes a shot. Kaysen with a save. As they go up for 50, TJ tries to get the double. Can't, and that will go down. Brightneo now lead the series 2-0. And the timeout coming in from RPB.
Yeah, so absolute banger of a game there, rather. Much closer in that one. TJ and Chrono hooking up, giving RPB their first and unfortunately only goal of the series thus far, as it'll go down in a losing effort. Kaysen and Kajum again looked really gross. The pass play was really nasty to tie it up. And then Kajum, of course, finding the open net on the overcommit. As we head to Utopia Coliseum for 3 games. John, what do you think RPB's got to do to turn the defense up enough to turn this around?
I mean, it seems like there might not be enough communication. I'm not sure kind of how the comms are going, but they're really close together in terms of like their positioning. Somebody just needs to be, covering each of their roles. I don't really see a whole lot of people on backboard. Seems like everybody's kind of clustering in the net for the most part whenever somebody's challenging. So they just have to be able to spread themselves out a little bit more to be able to deal with this Brightneo offense that have done so well at making those passing plays. And honestly, just not letting them have so much space.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Brightneo have had a lot of chances and a lot of space to be able to make whatever play they want. So by the time an RPB defender is ready to challenge, they're already around the defender and they're going towards net. As here we go, back into game number 3. 2-0 lead right now for Brightneo. We'll just have to see what happens in this game. And we'll get a quick pause.
Sorry, guys, I forgot the timeout timer.
Okay.
So we still got 20 seconds left, chat. He said just go with it. All right. Sorry, guys, I totally forgot the timeout thing. I was wondering why they weren't loaded up, so I said let's go again. And because I totally acknowledged I had the timeout and had the timer going and forgot that I even had it going. Sorry, fellas.
I'm sure it's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, give it a little bit of grace, you know, with the current circumstances of the media team tonight. We're just trying to roll with the punches as we have a new Rocket League here. But Chrono off the bat there with a nice goal to open things up for RPB to start with a lead in our game 3.
Absolutely. Kaysen left all alone in a 2v1 passing play there. Not quite the scenario you want, even with full boost.
Yeah, definitely tragic. I mean, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier. As we get more into the series, it's going to be more mistakes that come out of Brightneo, as it just seems like their stamina gets completely depleted. But we'll see if they're going to be able to keep the same offensive pressure, as Kaysen does get a nice touch on this, sends it off to Strato, is able to get it downfield, but Yak is going to go ahead and intercept that. Cajum tries to get it around. Yak going to send it right back into the center, and Strato looking for the clear, but gives it right back to TJ, who sends it up high. Chrono has an opportunity. Gives it over to Yak, who's able to 50 that back down, but it does get sent right back out.
Yep, TJ sends us back out to middle. Kajum tries to send this out, not quite. Gets demoed by Kajum. Good demo by Kajum there on the corner. Yak takes a double here. Kaysen back out to middle of field, cleared out by TJ. Kajum here for it. Is anything going to come out of this? Pass over to Kaysen, and not quite.
That was almost a crazy passing play. You could almost see it like as Kajum was setting up for the pass from Kaysen, just slightly missed, just a hair off of being able to slam that one down on net. But Strato from the top ropes is going to be able to get a dunk here. A great pass there from Kaysen. Not a whole lot of boost left in the tank, but Strato is going to catch Yak right off guard as he's able to slot one right on their net to tie things up.
Absolutely fast shot there as we continue on with this game. Sent out to the left side of the field. Immediate demo coming in. Yak sends this back out to Kajum. TJ up for this, continues to take control. Kaysen trying to challenge him. He does get the challenge. Back out to left wall. Kaysen with another touch. Over to Chrono. Quick reset there from Kaysen by accident. Quick miss from Strato as well. Kaysen just trying to take control of this and take time. Kajum out to the left wall. He has possession. He has just a little bit of boost left in the tank here. Gets the reset and sets this back down for Yak, who gets the quick clear out. Strato there to receive it. Instead, Kaysen takes it. Back over the middle of the field. Kajum with a quick pop. Yak's there alone to defend this with no boost, but he does get it with no follower there. And so far,
with a great 50 there. I mean, it's kind of comedic when you got players at this caliber just doing like the poor man's like ball control off the sidewall. And it kind of like happened twice between Kajum and Kaysen. But I mean, so far, like it seems like Brightneo are finally starting to get this ball moving as Kajum working his way down. We'll have the full field to slot that one in. Hello.
Kajum, quick pinch off the ceiling, straight back down and takes a double there. Absolutely beautiful. Just barely scrapes it by TJ. I'd almost call that threading the needle because that was an incredible shot there. And Brightneo take a 2-1 lead here in this game. Pass back out to Kajum. And Kajum bounces this off the corner, almost with a double there. Yak sends this back out to middle. TJ passes back to Yak. Kaysen sends this back over to the corner. And it looks like this Brightneo team still has some gas left in the tank on offense. Absolutely incredible shots coming in from Kajum, and this team just continues to put pressure on RPB and continues to make RPB's life harder.
Yeah, and I mean, shots like that, you don't often get to see a whole lot of that out of Brick Gem, as they are one in a few many, but when they do happen, like, it is definitely a delight to see. And I think as far as Brightneo is concerned, their whole strategy is, you know, when it comes to stamina, they just have to be able to keep this offensive pressure going for 4 games.
Absolutely, especially if they have enough offensive pressure to just keep winning these games. Yak sent back out to middle, wide open net for TJ. And he sends that through, thinks it's tied for RPB. And I'm curious where the defender was on this play. KJM just unable to get around to this ball. And that will make it 2-2, all tied here in game number 3.
Yeah, and those are plays that you don't want to let go past you, especially on defense. And he was just kind of caught off guard, not able to really get a touch on that. But I mean, better positioning might have saved him there. But things all tied up here in our game 3. Strato gets a nice pass off to KJM. Yak looking to get a clear out with a little bit of help. Chrono not able to get a touch, but Kazan is going to be able to send this all the way downfield. TJ looking for the full field send off to Yak. He sees him downfield. Now it's up to Chrono, who passes it off to Kazan. A open net not taken advantage of.
Looked like
it's an
KJM
unfortunate.
looked like KJM was just a little too far away from that one to be able to make that go through. But now the pressure comes in from your RPB. Yak sends us back off the crossbar. Chrono sends us to the corner. There for TJ, who sends us back out to middle. Quick 50 there from Yak. Looking to see Chrono. Chrono with the shot, saved away by both Kaysen and KJM. And KJM will try to take possession here for Brightneo. Not quite, as Yak sends us back out. Kaysen sends us back out to middle. We may be seeing overtime here in game number 3. Kaysen back out to the right wall. Tries to keep this going. Yak sends us back away. And a quick pitch out to midfield, but that will go down.
Yeah, in just a nick of time. I mean, I think RPB were starting to get a little bit worried that Brightneo might be able to pull something out of their hat right there. So that was good on TJ to kind of send that to the field. Almost a air dribble bump there from Yak, but it will go over to Strato. Not a whole lot of boost left in the tank to really get this into the center, but just enough as it forces Yak to try to rush back to get that save. TJ is going to send this to the air. KJM going to go ahead and take control of this. Will get around Chrono. Takes it up. Might get the pinch down to the center. Does just barely, narrowly get out of that RPB net. And it will get picked up by Kazan, who has quite a bit to work with. Tries to go for the double, but it will get saved away. And now it's working its way back towards Brightneo.
Absolutely. Kaysen barely with anything sets this down for KJM. Gets a quick 50. Chrono gets one touch here. Quick 50 here from Strato. Kaysen super far away from this ball. Yak able to take control here. And KJM unfortunately misses this ball. Kaysen quick 50 in the corner. We'll try to do something with this on 0. Not quite anything to do there. KJM sends us back out, but Kaysen's nowhere to be able to turn for that. KJM continues with the ball. Strato quick 50 here. KJM plenty of time to take control of this. Not quite, actually, as TJ is there for it. And this bounces back middle. Right now, a lot of pressure is coming in from both teams. It's kind of back and forth in terms of this overtime, in terms of this entire game. So we'll really see where this game goes. Realistically, this game might be the decider because it will definitely kill morales for RPB if Brightneo have managed to take this game and make this a 3-0 series.
Yeah, and it's just, I think it's a matter of time for Brightneo as they're kind of expending a whole lot of that that energy out of their tank. But I mean, they still could pull it off here with the sweep. As TJ tries to get this out, we'll see Yak has an opportunity. Demo between Strato and TJ as Yak is left to his own devices. Kazan will be able to take control of this. Gets around Chrono, gets around TJ. KJM's there, looking to set up the play, sends it to the center. Yak has to hit it away. Both Kazan and Strato up for that, and that is very dangerous. Leaving KJM
back out to middle.
Defense.
Yak will get the absolute ender here for game number 3. And RPB will take game number 3 and try to inch a big back closer into this series. It is now 1-2, still in Brightneo's favor.
Absolute stunner of a series, fella. That was a huge blunder at the end of that one to let Yak dunk that in and end the overtime. But RPB going to get on the board here, now down 2-1. As we look at the stats.
The immediate timeout.
All right, let's see if I can get it right this time.
Brightneo, after losing game 3, have now called their timeout. So we'll be waiting this out and see what happens here. Realistically, I don't think there's that much to go over for Brightneo other than just being careful with their rotates and being careful with how much they commit. Realistically, this match is still anyone's game. So as long as they are careful with their rotates and careful with sending people upfield for passing plays and for games and for plays like that, then I realistically think that Brightneo still are in a very comfortable position here.
Yeah, Brightneo is playing out of their mind. That was just a blunder at the end. I agree with you there to give that up. But as we look at the stats here, look at the demos in this one, ladies and gentlemen. 9 coming out from the Brightneo side, blowing up everything in their path. TJ, unfortunately, on the receiving end of 5 of those, so keeping him off the match and still managed almost 400 points. Shots in this one are 9-9, so it was even. So a really close matchup there. Looks like a lobby might have died again, guys, so it'll be the same. It'll be the same thing over again if the teams are in here listening.
I'm waiting to get off that screen.
Yeah, same. I'm still on the black screen of death. The Rocket League black screen of death.
And I'm in.
Oh, so is the lobby still up?
No, I'm not in the lobby. I'm back in Rocket League.
Oh, okay, yep. All right. Lobby back up, same deets.
It's just absolutely unfortunate to see the state of Rocket League at this point. I mean, with how many times that people disconnect from games now, it's almost become a common occurrence that you're going to get disconnected from a game at some point. It's pretty unfortunate.
I was just saying, I do still have the timeout timer going, so we are getting correct on that as RPB makes their way back in here. This has been a banger of a series. Not sure what happened at the end of that overtime there. That was just a huge misplay by Cajun.
And Brightneo look like they're ready and they're done with their timeout. They're already in the match. RPB are in and we're ready to get started. Only thing we're missing here is Glock Van John. He's here now.
I'm here.
And we're going to get started here in game number 4. 1-2 right now in favor of Brightneo. Kaysen Strato out to kickoff midfield. Cajun with a big whiff there. Strato with nothing, trying to defend TJ here. He goes off backboard, saved by Kaysen. Right now, this game starting off very
touch
slow.
Over to TJ. TJ looking to try to make this into an aerial play. Cajun will be able to get it over. And we'll have it over 3. Strato has a whole lot of time to work with here. Off of the backboard, Kaysen will get demoed, so it's up to Strato to try to go for the reset play. Might be able to get it in, but Yak is able to read through the fake. TJ will force this downfield, but Cajun able to bring it over to their corner for safety. It's Kaysen working it downfield.
The viewers are unable to see the stream right now. It's stuck on Barrel's end-game view. I'm not sure if Barrel needs to get reset or what the case may be.
Oh, is it still on the stats screen?
Yes.
You just gotta change the, all right, cool. Yep, Kaysen trying to get this downfield. It's gonna be TJ. Strato with a nice hit down towards RPB's defense. It's gonna be Kaysen working it off the corner. Cajun there, but it is gonna get saved by Aqua. Kaysen looking to take control of this. Yak sending it full field. TJ looking to follow it up around Cajun, but Cajun might be able to get the clear out here, because he doesn't have a whole lot of boost left in the tank, but will get sent back in, and TJ has just enough room to be able to dunk this thing. It's trouble, but Kaysen is still able to somehow be able to save this out.
And if you're an RPB fan, this is the kind of game you wanted them to play. Just nice and fast offense, keep Brightneo uncomfortable, and keep making plays on that net. Of course, none of them have gone in yet, but this is the kind of gameplay that we've been looking for RPB for the past 3 games, and it looks like we're starting to get something similar to that as TJ tries to take control here, gets it past 2. Yak gets a pop out to middle. Kaysen just barely with the save here.
Yeah, it looks like Strato looking to bring this downfield. Will get the double off of there. Yak is able to reach that and sends it out to TJ, who's going to get it down mid, but Kajum and Kaysen are both going to collide on that pass up, and Yak looking to take control. Sees TJ out to the center, but Strato going to get into the way of that. Might have an extra touch here. Tries to get it out around a Chrono that doesn't have a whole lot of boost left in his tank. Kind of forced to make those bump plays, but Kajum looking to try to get a bump on Yak. Strato almost being able to get it around Chrono there. And an unlucky miss is going to be what allows this goal to go in.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now is even though the offense is starting to wake up here for RPB, we're still seeing those individual mistakes that are costing them big time in these games. Who knows if this will be the goal that gives Brightneo this game, but right now with how close this game has been, that's definitely going to hurt. As Kajum gets the block on Yak, Strato passes back up to middle. Chrono still on there, sends this back out. Kaysen sends this back to midfield. Yak gets the clear, back out to Kajum. TJ, Kajum trying to play interference here, he does. Yak sends this back up, Kaysen there for it. And right now we're just seeing a bunch of pressure that's coming in from RPB, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. And Kaysen...
That's just going to be allowed to let in, man. I mean, it just seemed like... Okay, so Kajum's able to pop this off of the crossbar. Yak wasn't able to react. I guess he wasn't expecting that to drop back down, but Kaysen comes in and absolutely slots that one on.
Absolutely, and right now this game, for a lot of people who are looking into the beginning of the season, or at the end of the season, going into regular season, this is a game you're probably not expecting if you're a fan of RPB or have been following RPB for this entire season. They've cleared through regular season and made it look absolutely easy, but this playoffs has been nothing like that. But Chrono starts to show a flash of regular season here as he makes this 1-2 in RPB's favor. Actually, not in RPB's favor, still in Brightneo's, but you get the idea. And what a kickoff!
And yeah,
I don't know what just happened there. Let me see this. Kajum just bounces this off the floor and back out onto RPB's net. And instantly that goal is answered with quite literally one of the crazier kickoffs I've seen in a minute in Project V.
you know, I don't know what they discussed in that timeout there. I don't know what they possibly could have discussed, but it seems like Brightneo have absolutely just reawakened back up.
Oh.
And just as I say that, the caster curse has absolutely come full swing, allowing Chrono to just slap that one back in. Yep. There you go, Yak. We're back within a 1-goal difference between the RPB and Brightneo.
Almost kind of funny how fast this game changes over and over. This game started as a 0-0 game for the first 3 minutes, and now we're here with 2 minutes left, and it's now 3-2 in Brightneo's favor. Brightneo trying to pass this out to mid. Kajum gonna try and take his time here, doesn't get a touch. Yak sends this back off to the backboard, Kaysen gets a pop. TJ still here, sends this to the corner. Yak on this ball, sends this back out to mid. Chrono jumps, blocked by Kajum. Strato doesn't have much to work with here, but does land the 50. And Kaysen's gonna try and go after this ball. Does get bumped a bit by TJ. But Kaysen still trying to take his time here on this ball. Tries to get a block on TJ, it leaves an open net. Yak takes a shot, and it is in. And it is all tied up now. 3-3. After a really good play here from RPB, TJ able to get it past 2 defenders and get the block on the last defender to give Yak a wide open net.
Seemed like that was kind of a mistake of patience right there. I don't think Kajum had enough patience just to let Kaysen really go for that ball there. And really, realistically, all your control was Kaysen just kind of chilling, waiting to get a touch on that ball. But once Kajum had set out and really, forced that ball to get, hit into the center, that's when Kaysen's positioning was given up. But RPB doing a good job at being able to tie the things up. Might have the opportunity, as that would have been game right there.
It could have. It absolutely could have.
But this game's there's nothing you can expect from this game. And there we go.
Immediately ends this overtime in RPB's favor, and it is now all tied up in the series, 2-2. RPB looking like they're starting to storm back a little bit. Their offense starting to show some life, and now it's a 2-2 series. And just as you said before, it seems like there's a bit of fatigue happening on Brightneo's side, and they're not really playing with as much just control and as much offense as they usually do. Seems like they've been stuck on defense for most of this game, minus Strato.
Yeah, so that was an absolute banger of a game. We got our second overtime in a row, ladies and gentlemen. And as we look at this here, shots a little uneven. So now RPB, no, I guess they're like the same again, 6-5. So RPB with fewer shots, but able to capitalize on 4 of their 5 efforts. Oh, that's the saves. I'm reading the wrong stat, chat. Sorry. So we got 11-9 in the shot, still even. Saves pretty even as well. But RPB going to come out top in this one. Not nearly as many demos, but this time RPB returning to favor with 4 kills to 2. As we get ready to head to DFH, we got a tie series. RPB has done well to come back after going down 2-0 initially. And we'll probably need to see Kaysen and Cajun step up if Brightneo is going to have any chance of regaining the momentum in this one and possibly taking the dub. No server crash. Let's go.
That's a rare occurrence. As we head now into game number 5, we got TJ and we got KJM lined up on kickoff here. Stepped out to the left side of the field. Chrono trying to take this by himself. Almost saved by Strato, but not quite. Passed down to Yak, but Kaysen's there for it. Pass out to middle.
Yeah, gets a nice pass out to Kajum there. It's going to be Strato to follow it up behind. Kajum sends one into the center. Strato not enough boost in the tank to be able to follow that up, but will possibly be able to send this back to the center. As TJ is going to be able to get the clearer out. Yak not able to get back in time, and Kajum might have the opportunity. Great touch there by Strato to be able to set that one in. 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
Sometimes slow shots work better than fast ones. It seemed like TJ here was expecting some sort of fast shot to be sent out there. It said it was something really slow, which caught TJ off guard. And that gives Brightneo a 1-0 lead here in game number 5. TJ sends this out over into the corner. Boost stolen in front of him. Kajum passes down the middle. Yak's here for it. Tries to cut, not quite. TJ has time and he has boost. Let's see what he does here. Instead, he sends this back out to Kaysen. Quick 50 here from Kaysen. Kajum pops this over. Yak here to save. And right now, it just seems like a lot of, again, one-on-one defense here from RPB that we saw for the first few games was killing them. But now it seems like they're starting to get it under control. They're starting to get their speed up, and they're starting to save these shots here from Brightneo. As even though they let one through, not much has gone through after as TJ sends this back out. Almost caster curse again, ladies and gentlemen. That could have sucked.
Good demo there from TJ on Kajum. Might be able to make something happen here as Kaysen is going to take control of this ball, tries to get it downfield, but it's going to be Chrono to pick that one up. TJ sending it into the center. Yak up with it. Might be able to get that in, but it's going to be Kaysen with a nice hit out. Chrono gets a nice redirect back to the backfield. Kaysen with a nice drop down, and Kajum almost being able to send that in, but TJ with a wonderful save.
Kajum sends this back out to midfield. TJ is there for this. He gets to receive, but it's not quite enough as Kajum sends this back out to middle. Now back out to the middle. Chrono and Strato have a 50. Drop down to TJ, and it goes in! Kajum was lined up to get the save here, but instead he accidentally owned goals, and it's now 1-1, and it's now a complete 1-1 tie.
And I don't even want to know what the chat is saying or the clips that are going to be in general chat after this match.
See, that's going to be a apocalypse.
And now it is all up to Brightneo to absolutely, under any circumstances, not lose this matchup. as yeah, it'll be Kajum's reputation up on the line.
It's very unfortunate because Kajum has played very well up to this point, but if they lose, that's probably going to be the one play they remember. As Yak sends us back out to midfield, Kajum there to receive it, sends us back out. Chrono taking his time here on the challenge, just shadowing this. Tries to get there for Kaysen's shot, not quite. TJ sends this out. Strato gets us past TJ. 1v1 here with Chrono, and Chrono does take it over him. Kajum there to back it up, but no shot able to come in from Strato as he was lined up on their back wall. TJ, not with much boost, with plenty of time. Kajum is there to save it. Yak sends us back to middle. Good touch there from Kajum, pass out to Kaysen. And Chrono trying to 1v1 take his time, gets it past Kaysen, but not quite past Strato as it lanes down to Yak's field. And right now it's a lot of back and forth between these two teams to see who will score the next goal. And Kajum will take this over Chrono, and that will be a 2-1 lead here for Brightneo.
Might have just made up for his mistake there with a nice pop right over. It looked like Chrono be able to give Brightneo the lead there. Nice early kickoff there by TJ. Strato to follow up. Will get bumped out in the process, giving that off to Chrono. But Kaysen, nice pass into the center. It's going to be Kajum with the follow-up.
And now we have a Brightneo team that's seemingly woken back up. I don't know if they just found a second win, a second burst, a second battery pack, whatever. They're still moving. And now it is still 2-2 in this series, but 3-1 lead here for Brightneo. With a minute 30 left, drops down to Kaysen. Kaysen does get it past. Keeps going, gets us back off the bar, but no double tap there to be found as TJ keeps this moving. Back over to midfield, he's got a one-on-one lined up with Strato. Strato does get a 50 here as this goes back to the corner. TJ lines this up towards midfield, and Yak takes the shot, and it goes in. 2-3 now, still in Brightneo's favor, but they are inching back into this game.
Strato just gave a whole lot of time for them to really set up that play there. And I mean, if you're Kaysen, you want to be just a little bit more patient, especially in that corner area. You don't want to pressure that too early, as we see what just happened. The ball will sometimes fly right over your head. But Kaysen popping one up. Nice bump on Kajum there, as TJ has a whole lot of space to send this one in, and it's going to be tied up just like that.
And it raises the question, where was Brightneo's defense its entire play? Kajum and Kaysen get caught into the corner. All three members of Brightneo were all in the same corner in that play. That's just a pure example of overcommitting.
That was a sight to see, indeed. You know, they're just sharing brain cells. That's all it is on their offensive play.
They
all
borrowed each
just got
other's,
hung
if you
up.
will.
Yeah, they all just got hung up on the same brain cell. Thought to all go for the corner boost.
Absolutely. Quick dunk here from TJ. Pass this out to Kaysen. He has a chance here, but Yak will absolutely send this back down. Chrono taking over with 0. Strato now has a quick midfield, gets blocked by TJ. Kaysen trying to 1v1 on Yak here. He does get this back into midfield, but TJ will take control, gets this back Kaysen. Strato just bangs this into the sidewall and continues to dribble. TJ's there for the 50. Goes back down for Strato. Strato pops this up, and no one's up from Brightneo to be able to challenge this as Kaysen gets this off the back wall. With 10 seconds left, you really wonder if this game is going to drop into overtime, or if we're about to see another victory for one of these teams. Maybe from Strato, not quite. Kaysen pops this back up. Will anyone be there for it? Not quite, and it will drop into overtime.
Yeah, it just seems like the more we get into this game, the more it's scrappy it seems. As I mean, Kajum looking for the aerial play here, but I guess Yak is going to be able to take control of that. We'll set it up. Kaysen might have the opportunity. TJ going to send that off. Chrono sets it up for Yak. Has to get around Kajum. Does get the flip reset, giving TJ a nice pop up. Kaysen and Strato both going up for that. That's going to put him out of position. That's not what you want to see.
Strato and Kaysen double committing.
Yeah, this is something that's like, I mean, Not sure how the comms are going. Yes. Oh my gosh, Cajun almost letting that one in. Kazan still able to get a touch there from TJ. And, you know, where they were offensively dominating, it's like, where are the comms and the defensive positioning to prevent some of these shots?
I couldn't tell you. I'd imagine it's there, but it's probably quite chaotic in those VCs right now, if I had to imagine. As TJ trying to take this downfield, pass over to Yak, Cajun with the save. Chrono sends this back down. Kaysen able to send this out, but Cajun not able to follow this up. Kaysen gets to clear out. Yak's there for it. Sends this over to the right wall. Cajun's there for that. As he sends this back down middle, not quite any boost there to continue this. As it goes over to Kaysen over on the right wall. Quick 50 there for Chrono. Chrono wins it. As it goes back over to the middle, Strato 50 there. Kaysen continues with this ball. And it just gives Chrono so much time to work with, but he misses, and it gets passed out to Kaysen, and Kaysen scores!
You cannot predict a single thing in this series, I swear. The fact that this makes it in is absolutely crazy.
No jump there from Chrono. Seemed like the ball was a little too far from him on the wall. He went up to the ceiling, and by that point, the ball's too far away from him. He's not able to do anything. And Kaysen takes full advantage of that and gives us a 3-2 Brightneo lead here in the series. And you have to wonder, is this series going to go to Game 7? It just might.
We want Game 7 for the content, boys, for sure. As we look at the stats in this one now, we can pull up the shots here. If I'm reading that right, it says TJ took 9 shots in this one, so pouring the shots in is TJ, but unable to come away with a dub here. It's more or less even, 10 to 12, but TJ putting a ton on to only get 2 goals here. 2 to 3 in demos, so not a big factor in this one. But nonetheless, Brightneo get back on the board here, and we go to match point, or they go on match point. RPB got to win this one to force Champions Field.
Absolutely. This is a definitely a weird position. I'm not sure either team really fully expected to be in the position that they are. But here we are right now as Brightneo heads into this with a 3-2 series lead. And what has been a absolutely just weird ride. WaTesla's now on RPB now, I guess.
WaTesla.
The lobby is now getting reset.
Oops. I'm not good enough to be on this pitch. Don't worry.
Got Yak over to TJ, taking it off strong. It's going to be Kazan trying to get this out here. Might get it around all 3. Gets a 50 on Yak. Strato trying to follow that up, but will get miss on the ball as Cajun tries to get this downfield. It'll be Strato coming right back in, trying to get this into the center. Kazan waiting for his opportunity, tries to set one in, but it's going to be hit away a little bit too wide as Yak will get one flick. Just has Strato to contend with, will sneak it underneath, tries to get it in the center, has to get it past Kazan, and still has yet to make a mark as TJ tries to get the 50 down, but it's going to be Kajum sending it across. Might be able to pick up another touch. Does get the double off of the wall. Over to Strato, almost forcing that in. Kazan is there, but hits it just a little bit too wide.
Absolutely. It was absolute chaos on both sides in terms of defense for a minute, but both teams able to come away with no goals. As Kajum sends this back over Chrono. Gives some time here to TJ. TJ sets this down for Yak, but Kaysen's there to intercept. He sends this back down the middle, and not quite, as Chrono's there to send this out. Strato, pass out to midfield. Kaysen's not really there to receive it, as Chrono's going to take advantage. Yak looking to make something happen. Got plenty of time here for Kaysen. Kaysen gets a double here, back out to midfield. A chance here for Brightneo, but no one's there to follow up. It gets pinched out. Kaysen back out to midfield. Strato there for the shot, and he bangs it into the crossbar.
What a crazy redirect there from Kazan.
And it goes Chrono with the accidental own goal here. What just happened?
I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm sharing the same brain cells with these players. I have no idea what the hell is going on anymore. I'm sharing the communal Brightneo brain cell right now. as Kajum's trying to take control of this ball. Tries to get it around TJ. He will, as Strato has a whole lot of room to play with this. Will fake. One. Gets it over two. Just has to pass it in the center for Kaysen, who gets demoed.
TJ! But Kajum is there. Yak with the save. RPB, what a miraculous way to keep this out of their net. TJ, good job there getting the demo and sending that out. TJ bangs this back over to midfield. Taken in, Strato tries to make something happen there, but not quite. Quick demo here from Kajum as Strato drops this down for Kaysen, but TJ is there on the back wall. And if you're RPB right now, it could be a lot of panic going on, especially with the current situation that they've been in. They've been on defense almost the entire game. And it's hard to imagine that this is going to change very much if they don't make something happen. Yak trying to, sends us back down to midfield. Strato will get the clear, and only TJ's back with no boost. But there is a demo here from Yak, which will keep them in this game and keep Brightneo out of the net.
Something that RPB are doing really well is implementing those demos, just really keeping Brightneo on the back foot, really off guard, as they don't know when it's going to happen. They don't know where from, as Yak has just been kind of a menace to them. But it seems like Brightneo are trying to set things up. Kaysen almost letting in a goal there. TJ tries to send it to the back! And I don't know what exactly happened there. It seemed like, Strato was bumped. Again, it's these bumps and demos that are absolutely doing this Brightneo team in. And RPB are absolute menaces here in Game 6.
Absolutely. And you're seeing a lot of pressure coming in now from RPB as they're trying to make something happen now. And now it's a 1-1 game here in game number 6 as Yak continues to try to take this over. Strato is there to get in the way of that, but no one there to follow it up. As Chrono tries to take his time, but he has nothing. TJ back out to midfield. Or not back out to midfield, to the corner. Strato tries to go midfield, he can't. Kaysen with a bounce off the wall, gets another touch, but Kajum thought something different, coming straight down for Kajum. But plenty of time there. Strato with the shot.
Strato able, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. You got Chrono tries to get this clear out, gets in front of Yak, who's not able to get to the ball there, and just leaves it right open for Strato to be able to slot that one in for the Brightneo lead. I mean, we had some ridiculous circumstances on the Brightneo side, and we also got some ridiculous circumstances on the RPB side. I mean, it's just pretty much even in the amount of ridiculousness between these two teams.
Absolutely, and right now, if you're RPB, you have panic bells on your head. Right now, you are absolutely trying like nobody's business to get this goal back and bring this game to overtime. Chrono sends this off to back wall. Looks like they're trying to do just that. Yak trying to take the shot, but Kaysen gets the save. TJ off the sidewall, sends this back out to the left. TJ gonna try and take this himself, but ball bounces a little too far. Strato takes this out to the left side. Chrono, unfortunately, with a miss. Pass back down from my apologies, Strato. Kaysen gonna take control of this ball. Back down to TJ. Quick 50 there from Kajum. Good bump there from Kajum as this goes midfield. This might go in, but Chrono's there to save it. And now 15 seconds left. Will RPB not be able to move this at overtime? Will they be eliminated from playoffs here? We'll have to find out as Yak sends this over to the corner. Back to midfield, not quite. Strato takes control of this ball, and with 1 second left, Strato's just going to keep trying to take control. Pop up from TJ. Comes back down. Yak pop up to TJ. And he gets dunked by Kaysen. Yak midfield, but with no boost there to be able to continue this. TJ pops this midfield, and that is it. Brightneo take the series 4-2, and RPB have been eliminated from Project V playoffs. What a match.
Yep, so that's going to be the end of the road for RPB in this one. Brightneo with a great showing there. Come back and win 2 in a row after dropping 2 in a row. Great shape back resilience out of them. They'll be looking solid going forward. Let's look at the stats here in this last one before we dip. Looks like we had almost double the shot output for Brightneo in that last one, as y'all alluded to in the match. RPB was on defense for most of the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of that one. So that's really tough to overcome, especially in an elimination match. I don't know. Who do we give the game ball to, guys? I kind of got a vote in mind. Tank, who you think ought to get the game ball for this one?
At the moment, I'm thinking Kajum. Despite the blunder he may have had at the back of net, he still did absolutely incredible, especially throughout the first 2 games of the series. Got plenty of goals in, and some goals we didn't even expect him to get to begin with. Plenty of good saves for his squad. The closest I have to maybe getting it on top of that would be Kaysen, but right now I have Kajum.
And you, John?
Yeah, I think Cajun was definitely one of the guys that showed out here consistently. I mean, yeah, there was like a couple little mistakes, but in the long run, it seemed like he was the one that was putting up the most goals.
Well, I'm
for his
glad.
team.
I'm glad we're in agreement there, so no big debate. I also had Cajun at the top of my list here. Played absolutely phenomenal. A couple of two-man plays that he and Kaysen hit throughout the match were great. The double he hit to put his team up 3-0 in the blowout of Game 1 was one of the better shots you'll see at any level of Rocket League, ladies and gentlemen. But that's going to do it for us. Again, RPB falling out of the playoffs. That'll be the end of their season. Brightneo moving on now. Looking forward to their next opponent. We're getting to the end of this thing, chat. Not too many teams left in it. Thank you all for joining me, John, and Tank on this Saturday night. Tank, you got anything before we go?
Absolutely great series played from both teams. It was an absolute pleasure being here. Hope I did okay on my first time casting, and I don't know. We'll see where these playoffs go.
Absolutely.
For everybody.
Absolutely. And John, before we get out of here, anything you'd like to add?
No, all good from over here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for John, for Tanko, I'm WaTesla. We watch your notice to see when we go live here again. If you're wondering why this was like such a weird format, chat, I'm experimenting with something that I may try to pull off for the grand finals, but it's going to require the help of several other people. I definitely cannot do it all myself, nor would I want to. That wouldn't be entertaining. But you all have a great rest of your weekend. And tomorrow, chat, I may be streaming. I'm supposed to have 2 Nature League games. I just got picked up by a team there. And so if those games happen and I get to play, I'll be streaming them here as well. Otherwise, no cast tomorrow because I have the 2 games. But thank you all for coming out, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.